live from the commentary box. My name is Pranav Nambiar, Roshan Shetty joining along with me for an exciting evening of football here at the Reliance Corporate Park. It's almost been a week since Roshan and I have been treated to some exceptional football being played by young talents over here. Young talents nurtured at the Premier League Next Generation Cup presented by the Reliance Foundation. The entire initiative and the entire vision of this project, obviously, to encourage football, not just in India but across the world, and to encourage the exposure and the culture of traveling, which is a very important aspect in football, and not just to learn the game but also to learn the several aspects outside the game, as we saw all the foreign teams visiting their respective fandoms and fanhoods across the city of Mumbai. Here they come, Sudeva and Bengaluru. Echoes from their last meeting in the Reliance Foundation Development League still linger somewhere in the Reliance Corporate Park, Gansoli. They fought a 2-all draw in the last game that they fought against each other. Bengaluru triumphed in the penalty shootouts last time, but Sudeva, they come here with vengeance. Group stages are past them, group stages are behind them, and now a new story awaits, a new match awaits. And all they care about, all they see in front of them is a game that they need to win for their sides, for their clubs. The boys from Bengaluru, the Blue Colts, a side, a club that has been the champion of the ISL, along with Sudeva, a side that knows how to punch above their weight. Throughout this tournament, they have stunned us. They have shocked us with their performance. The way they played against the Wolverhampton Wanderers kept them at bay in the first half last time, showing exactly what they can do, showing their spirit, their fighting spirit, and their will to survive. Well, Roshan, we have two exciting teams lining up. You've seen both of them play. You've seen their senior teams play. And the both of us have been commentating them in the Development League as well. We have seen them clash in the finals. And here we see a fixture with Sudeva and Bengaluru again. What do you think?
A blissful experience so far, Pranav, calling the games right from the Reliance Foundation Development League, followed by this ultimate, the Premier League Next Generation Cup by the Reliance Foundation. Two teams, you rightly mentioned, so that are coming back, and then in fact here playing for pride. Remember, we have Wolves and Stellenbosch who are playing out the finals, an eventual build up to this important week-long tournament that we have witnessed so far, as both the captains then, Bengaluru and Sudeva, surging ahead for the final handshake that the teams are going to have here in what has been a great learning experience for these young lads right in front of your screens right now. Bengaluru FC and Sudeva, who have played this league, in fact, for the very first time. What an exceptional journey then for the Sudeva Delhi team, plying the trade for the very first time, right from the Reliance Foundation Development League to this ultimate stage where international talent came calling in. We've seen Everton, we've seen Stellenbosch, likes of Wolverhampton Wanderers, and of course West Ham United, who played it out yesterday. And both the captains then, it's the goalkeepers who are getting the chance. We did speak about the changes then coming up earlier on. It's the Ashish Sibi there for Sudeva and Sharon Fago, Bengaluru. Exceptional tournament so far for these teams. And remember, Sudeva are coming back after a 4-goal loss against the Wolves. A heavy loss, but nevertheless, they have learned all those lessons, crucial lessons, through experience, which has been an important journey. Jamal Mohammed, the match official right there in the centre. Assistant referee alongside Anthony Abraham, Ujwal Halder, and the fourth official Venkatesh. Bengaluru are playing in their white, as we did see them quite a lot in this tournament in their white. And so they were there in the blue. The playing 11 then for the Chenchodorji's side. 5 changes coming back after that loss against Wolves. They're having the likes of Ashish Sibi, who will be replaced in place of Sachin Jha, and that would be Prajal Tushir alongside Phoenix Oinem in the defence. And Daniel Gurung would be in that centre alongside Chumkam Jackson. Karthik Panikkar has been brought inside as well alongside Tutang. On the other end, Bengaluru have made 4 changes as well. Kaizad Ambapardiwala has gotten those important changes there. It will be Ashik Adhikari alongside Harpreet Singh and Felix and Fernandez manning that defence alongside Shreyas Ketkar, Beke Oram, who's been brought in inside. In the midfield, and Toerem Kelvin, who has had quite a good form this time so far around, alongside Monil Molla, who would be striking up front for Bengaluru. A strong lineup then for Bengaluru against Sudeva.
Well, both the teams, they've had a tough time in the group stages, but as I said, they've left that behind them. They've kept that behind, and the only thing that they look forward to is upholding the crest on their chest, the sigil of their clubs, the pride of their clubs. 2 proud sides of India, Bengaluru and Delhi, in yet another clash, yet another encounter. Here we go. 70 minutes of footballing action awaits us.
And right as we start, Bengaluru, after the draw against ATK Mohun Bagan last time round, will be riding a little high on confidence. Not been a outing for them to remember so far in this Premier League Next Generation Cup, but what they pick up is a lot of more important brownie points. Here's a chance, and Sudeva have initially got inside. First touchdown for Sharon immediately, and the first word comes out as well as they went ahead there.
Well, right from the get-go, you can see Jajo. He started in that game against Stellenbosch, but Mohun Bagan, that was the game that he was benched. Oh, but here comes Phoenix Oinem. Phoenix has always been the proper centre forward, the number 9 that has been missing in most of these Indian teams. And just talking about scoring goals, we haven't seen the Indian sides score as many goals because I think Sanan Mohammed is the only Indian goal scorer. Found himself on the score sheet against Bengaluru. Made it 1-0. Pardon, scored against ATK Mohun Bagan, if I'm not mistaken. Made it 1-0. And then he scored against Everton. That was 2-1. It was too late. And apart from Sanan, it was Suhail Ahmed Butt from ATK Mohun Bagan who scored against West Ham United. So Suhail and Sanan, neither of those boys are coached by this guy, Chenchodorji. And Chenchodorji, the coach who has been fighting against the odds ever since the Development League. And now Sudeva, their blue jerseys against the team that are referred to as the Blue Colts. But some interesting changes here for the midfield of Bengaluru. And the one name that has been catching eyes is Huidrom Thoising of Bengaluru. He's missing action today. Thoising was started against ATK Mohun Bagan. Thoising had plenty of chances against Mohun Bagan. Kelvin as well, missing action for Bengaluru. Well, the match official for the day, Jamal Mohammed, along with Anthony Abraham and Ujjal Haldar, along with Venkatesh R as the 4th official. Ashik Adhikari. Well, Ashik has been one of those fullbacks that always gets involved in the flow of plays. And here's Amay. Won a penalty, a free kick from this area last time. Lal Indiana was sent off for bringing Amay down. And that is how a fight broke out. And Next thing you know, both the teams are down to 10 men. It was a heated afternoon last time. Stellenbosch and West Ham also with a flurry of red cards and yellow cards. Kelvin, Taurem Kelvin was quite deadly last time with his service from the midfield. Here's Tao Tang. Shubhapal sends it forward to Phoenix Oinam. Oinam looking for options inside the box. But Harpreet Singh, he is mad, marked him. Phoenix still wiggling for room. Karthik Panikar. Panikar goes for the shot and goes over the crossbar.
Just that first attempt which came in right across. It was a curling effort there, and Panikar has been brought inside by the coach to do exactly that, keep knocking the doors time and again. An exceptional performance from him as well, being brought back inside. Bengaluru, remember, to all the viewers who are watching us live on the official YouTube channels of Premier League, Indian Super League and also the Reliance Foundation Youth Sports, are playing in their white and Sudeva in their blue. Attempts a shot this time round, and they don't have Thoi Singh there, remember, the man who's been in charge for getting all those goals. So Adam Kelvin will have to shoulder those responsibilities while Bengaluru FC try to find some grace in this competition. Back-to-back losses earlier on in the competition, but it's just that one goal which really matters, right, in a competition like this. They faced these others in the Reliance Foundation Development League as well. Remember, they had their fair share of chances back then. Two Indian teams battling it out. The Premier League Next Generation Cup in the third edition. This time back to India, the last one being played in England. Oh, there was Sharon playing it out easily, trying to keep us calm up there. It was Rajanbir Singh eventually playing the role of a centre-back. Here's Amay Murajkar. The end, Chungkam Jackson just playing it back to the goalkeeper, Ashish Sibi. Started ahead of Sachin Jha. What a phenomenal lad that Sachin Jha from Sudeva Delhi. Pulled out some of the finest saves in this competition. Eye-catchy ones a lot of times, back-to-back saves. Speaks volumes about the kind of training which Sudeva Delhi have been through. Chencho Dorji, the coach for Sudeva Delhi, has always demanded a lot more from his players, trying to get the best out of them. Bengaluru FC and the incursion yet again this time. It's been some maneuvering attempts time and again from them. They're playing at the Reliance Corporate Park, remember, in Navi Mumbai. Here's the tall, lanky defender, Harpreet Singh. Back towards Shreyas Ketkar. Now they've come out with 3 changes earlier on. One just being added last minute. Here's a chance then. Bengaluru FC look for to draw first blood. Gets in a shot here. Here's a chance then. Attempts it, Amay! Ballooned this time, just closer. Getting closer there. Amay Murajkar there with a chance which swiftly got back. Just that simple touch from Shreyas Ketkar over the head, and then Murajkar trying to find that space between the crossbar and the goalkeeper. Been brought in to the changes. Remember, they have the likes of Dipesh Chauhan as well. Handy for a goalkeeper for Bengaluru, but Sharon has started majority in this competition and in this campaign so far. Shigil will be a crucial asset there for Bengaluru. In comes to Adam Kelvin. Has had his fair share of chances earlier on. Conversion has been a problem for Bengaluru. This time round, back again, intercepted brilliantly. And Prajal Tushir winning that ball back. Slow start then for these two teams eventually, as we're trying to understand. It's a battle for the 7th and 8th position in the standing of the Premier League there. Both these teams, remember, are at the bottom of their respective tables. The Premier League Next Generation Cup has thrown us with a lot of surprises. One was this Bengaluru FC being the defending champions of the Reliance Foundation Development League. I have a not so good memory in this campaign, but some really revelations in this competition for Bengaluru, added with so much learnings of football and culture, rubbing their shoulders with the best in the world through the likes of the Premier League teams. Also Stellenbosch from South African Premier Soccer League. Tell you what, when they play teams like that, here it becomes a different calculation altogether. Dealing with sheer physicality, techniques. Beke Oram. Is it out this time? Am I just playing in that role of an attacking midfield, also sometimes stepping in into the role of a striker? Bengaluru are keeping as much possession as possible. They know they can convert it from there on in the most certain ways as possible. Here comes Shreyas Ketkar, trying to build in from that maneuver then. Here's a chance. Gets it out. Defended yet again.
Well, speaking of goalkeepers, Sachin Jha, the goalkeeper, has been benched for Sudeva Delhi today. He was almost superhuman against the Wolverhampton Wanderers. If you check out his highlight reel on the social media pages of Reliance Foundation and the Indian Super League, you can see how inhuman he was with those reflexes. Oh, but there's a great ball over here. But out comes the goalkeeper. Quite the sweeper over there. It's a brave attempt to clear it out. But he had to come out because the last man was caught napping. Sharon, the skipper, and the man of the match last time when Bengaluru played Sudeva in the Reliance Foundation Development League. 2 blocks in the penalty shootouts. Ramesh Shetri and Karthik Panikar will remember Sharon for that. And maybe they want to show Sharon that they've improved from last time on. And now Harpreet Singh. It's a 35-minute half, remember. Both the teams are yet to make a mark on the game. A lot of time left. Beke Oram now keeping the ball with him and trying to get past Karthik Panikar, but Panikar has other ideas. Ashray Bharadwaj. Jackson. Jackson whips it forward and Sharon gets hold of it. Well, Silanthang Lodjem is the most noteworthy absence today for Sudeva Delhi. Silanthang has been quite the influential presence for Sudeva Delhi. But the coach, obviously, Chencho Darji, giving everyone the opportunity to experience time on the field. Ashik Adhikari. Ranjanbir. Here's Shreyas. Harpreet. Shreyas. Intercepted by Prajal Tushir, but somehow Monirul, he gets on the ball. And now Taurem Kelvin. Kelvin trying to make his way past. Is he looking for options over here, Kelvin? Monirul unable to stop the ball, and a counter-attack could build up if the ball is kept in by Shubha Paul. It has been kept in. And now here comes Shubha Paul. Possession given away once again. Beke Oram. Amay. And now Kelvin with a lovely ball to Monirul, who just falls short. And Ashish Sibi collects it in time. Bengaluru passing the ball around nicely, I must say. Looking far more comfortable with their passing as compared to that Mohan Bagan game that they played last time. Bengaluru and Mohan Bagan. A goalless draw. Daniel Gurung to Ashray Bharadwaj. Eventually Karthik Panigaru sends it to Jackson. Finds a lot of green space ahead of him. Jackson, a good run by Jackson. Tackle from behind, and Becky Oram, he's in the clear. So Jackson will have to get back up. And look at Amay, he has fallen back to the defensive area, the forward. Well, if you see a forward putting in this much work rate, you know that he's here for just one half. He's going to give it his all in the 35 to 40 odd minutes that he's going to be on the surface. And then he'll be substituted by that Bengaluru bench. Well, Lingdo awaits his turn to play. He's on the bench today, along with Freddie Sanga as well. He's been a fine addition to the Sudeva side. Prajal Tushir is a rock in the back, a proper number 4, and always a menace to the opposition. Remember, the only defender who could physically match up to the attackers from Wolverhampton was Prajal. Wolverhampton towering over the boys last time around.
They certainly were, and that physicality was palpable right across in their campaign against Wolves. Even West Ham so far, for that matter. They literally toyed with a lot of players down there, but we saw one glimmer of hope through the Reliance Foundation young champs, who really kept things tight against the squad. They have stormed their authority with so many goals in the kitty. Young champs, tactical in their approach. And so far, here's Kaizad Ambapardiwala, the coach from Bengaluru FC. Was ecstatic after the victory in the Reliance Foundation Development League, but it's a notch higher this time around in the Premier League Next Generation Cup. With so many talents, so much diversity, it just makes the team stronger in their approach when they're playing the leagues here in India. And as the two Indian teams play against each other, remember, we also have the senior Indian men's team, the series of tournaments up in the kitty. By far the very closest one being the Hero Intercontinental Cup, as the teams are there in Bhubaneswar practicing around. A tight schedule then. It's followed by the SAF Championship and the Kings Cup in Thailand, Merdeka Cup in Malaysia. So you're talking about Vision 2047 there by the AFF. And this is where it starts, in trying to promote talent, youth football, your future. And that's how it's been so far. And don't be surprised if you see the talents who've played here, be it the Premier League teams, be it teams from the South African side or the Indian side. These players eventually donning the senior team jerseys very soon. In comes Bengaluru for an effort. A chance there. Bengaluru in the incursion then. They have just one player inside. Sudeva Delhi. So far calm and collected yet in their approach, but Bengaluru are raising the bar here with every passing second. Daniel Kurung on the other end was just try to see what happened exactly there. Sometimes on the weather here, we're talking about weather in Mumbai. For a lot of y'all who already know, getting very humid, with temperatures reaching up to 30, 35 sometimes round. But the players have acclimatized very well. Not that we can have control on a lot of things, given the fact that there's so many teams playing around in a tournament of this magnitude, certainly giving every talent a chance. These coaches there, Chen Chidorji and Kaizad. And let's have an idea of how the things have panned out so far in this contest. Started out across a 4 p.m. kickoff, remember, at the Reliance Corporate Park initially. So they were Delhi. Those flying challenges and attempts coming in from there. And this was the closest where Amay Murachkar almost got Bengaluru their lead here. And in that contest, the drinks break certainly serves as a lot more than just that hydration for the teams, also as a tactical injection for these teams. And we hear Daniel Gurung could be out, making way for Sinam Singh. Just try to understand that. What's happening on that Sudeva bench? It's interesting to understand. What are the coaches trying to talk to them? Not a bad start for a team playing it round for the very first time. The young champs have played a couple of editions. Bengaluru probably with 2. And then here, to all of you all who remember this tournament last time round, we had the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea playing out across. And here is, of course, the change which came in as the changed forward. There's that new man in, fresh leg, Sinam Singh. Midfielder there being replaced by another. So the tactical positioning remains the same. They want to get much hold of the ball right in the mid-third, while they try to capitalize on the starts which they got. Bengaluru FC have punched things ahead.
Well, that drinks break is very important. 37 degrees Celsius here in Navi Mumbai. Boys from Delhi might be used to the heat, but the boys from Bengaluru, they enjoy good weather around the year. And the best weathers in the entire country in Bengaluru. And now Felix and Connie Fernandez. Lots of room ahead of him. A midfield that was left empty for Monirul to make his way in with the left foot. And somehow Ashish Sibi, he's blocked it. And how? He's put his body on the line. Monirul was allowed a lot of time and space, but Prajal Tushar was marking the area, the right area. Look at Prajal. If he wasn't there, and if Monirul would get the chance to cut in, he would have found the right bottom corner. And that's a defender marking his man till the very end. Amay. Oh, good way to keep the ball with himself. Tauram Kelvin. Kelvin trying to get past his man. Lalbi Akliana marking him. This is Shigil. Shreyas to Kelvin. He should give it back to Shreyas, but Kelvin goes for it. And Kelvin maybe whizzing past the far post. He should have passed it back to Shreyas. Shreyas didn't call for it. And Kelvin just getting past the far post. Sudeva. They've been questioned in this first half. Slight injury. Felix and Connie Fernandez coming in from behind. No need for that. The referee quickly allows Jajo Prashan to get back up on his feet. Nothing too serious there. Tushar. Jackson. A lovely pass. And Phoenix Oinam. He gets onto it. Shubha Paul on the receiving end of a lovely ball. He tried to cut back in to his teammates. But good move there by Sudeva, and Rajanbir with the key interception. Shubho taking the shot once again. Phoenix Oinam to Jackson. Jackson calling in more people for the cross. Can someone get on the end of it? One of them does, but he swings and he misses. Another shot coming in from the substitute who balloons it, Sinam Michael Singh. Well, Jackson's ball should have received something better there. Jajo mistiming the shot. And then Sinam Michael Singh, he airs it. Oh, Phoenix trying to get on the end of it. But here's Panikar. Panikar with a great pass to Phoenix Oinam. Phoenix, what was that? Maybe a cross, maybe a shot. Neither of those things worked out. A mistimed shot there by the young lad from Sudeva. And Phoenix has to return to his position. 11 minutes left in regulation time. Still goalless. But at least in this part of the first half, both the doors are being knocked upon. Sudeva is still putting pressure on the Blue Colts, the Bengaluru side. Shigil launches it forward. Shigil, Thaurem, Kelvin. Ashik Adhikari is coming in support, but Kelvin goes for Monirul. And Monirul has been pressurized into dispossession, but the referee quickly calls the infringement and gives Bengaluru a free kick from a position where they could get a little creative from. A position that begs for creativity.
One more.
Oh, the question is, who's going to take this? Here's the Bengaluru side. Well, Monirul pressured a little bit from Prajal. Then he got his head onto the ball, but the elbow on the back was not something the referee was a fan of. And now Becchiorum stands over the free kick.
Becchiorum has a chance to give Bengaluru that all-important initial lead here. Becchia strikes it! Yet again over the bar. And Becchia was quickly turning onto that, trying to dip it, trying to bury it deep. Flying away. I'm sure they've been taking plenty of those, seeing them right in the warm-up as well. Trying to take in those free kicks. Like they say, of course, these free kicks can change the entire course and result of the match if you take it right. Ask some of the finest players in the world. Yazamai played it back towards Rajanbir. Ashik. Just a heavy contact there. Needed to control that pace. Shreyas Ketkar. And with all those changes which have come in, it's a platform for them to prove themselves as well. And when you have players who are excelling in every department, it becomes tough for the coach to decide the first 11 here. So they now surge ahead in the conquest to find that first goal. In comes Phoenix Oinam. Was racing forward, quickly surging ahead. Charge of Prashant here was Oinam Phoenix there. Number 9. Just trying to see off for a corner then. And so they are wanting to place a lot of players ahead, but Bengaluru, now this is what is the story. We have 5 in blue there with plenty, in fact a pool of players in white who have got back. The entire team is back. You're seeing 2 defenders right in the center. We have the taller Preet Singh to cross on all those. In comes a ball then. Chance in. Deflected, still in position, but a loose effort, a feeble shot, comfortable connect for Sharon. What you were expecting eventually going to the far post from there, but what really mattered is the ball being in the possession of Sudeva, eventually on the other end, just going forward. There they see 4 in white. You're seeing how brilliantly Shigil, manning that central midfield, has been the boss there. So many such attempts have come in. Shreyas Ketkar. Infringement, quickly called in there by Jamal Muhammad. Referee in between. As we just speak, of course, about the referees there, it's been also such a brilliant platform for these referees as well. We just concluded, in fact, that coaches program by the Premier League and the Indian Super League. Former India internationals, the likes of Mehrajuddin Vadu, alongside Gurmangi Singh. Also, the now new CEO of Northeast United, Mandar Tamane, as well, alongside in that. congregation of coaches. It's been right across from the first season. We had Leicester City and Arsenal hosting coaches from India in that first edition. We're talking about an exchange of ideas, serving as a learning ground for young Indian coaches. Ashish Sebi taking his own comfortable time there to build that up from the start. We've seen Bengaluru in a horrendous attempt to keep the ball in their kitty, conceding a goal right across, which eventually turned the match on its head and got them on the receiving end of goals back to back. They've learned from that. Harpreet. Look how high Harpreet is pressing. Jaja Prashant is preferred ahead of the likes of Lamla Lian. Here's that Bengaluru. They do it comfortably, no doubt, but against a physically stronger opponent, sometimes this can be a little under tension there. That last four. Here comes Sudeva then. Plays it down a little too fast there. I don't know what player was trying to see there, but Sudeva still yet to find any goal.
Still goalless, and 5 more minutes for regulation time. Bengaluru yet to score a goal in the tournament, and Sudeva is also yet to score a goal in this tournament. So another goalless match would be welcomed by the Bengaluru forwards or the coaches. Well, 2 more exciting games await you today, as the team that finished second in Group A will be facing the team that finished second in Group B, and the team that finished third in Group A will be facing the team that finished third in Group B. So that's ATK Mohan Bagan versus Reliance Foundation Young Champs, both the Indian sides going against each other, and West Ham United versus Everton at the same time at 8 o'clock today. The Reliance Corporate Park here in Navi Mumbai Consoli, but you can catch us live anywhere on the Reliance Foundation page, on the Premier League page, on the Indian Super League page, because that is the amount of initiative being taken for these young lads. Imagine playing football, something you love, something you enjoy, something you train day in and day out for, and your match, your game is being telecasted live on the Premier League and the Indian Super League channel. That's a huge deal for any of these kids, the amount of exposure that they're getting. These young players, this young talent that you see on your screen. And they're giving it their all, even in this game that most might consider to be a consolation match. It's getting physical, it's getting brutal. I mean, it's 38 degrees Celsius, the very fact that they're playing in this heat, in these conditions, shows their passion and dedication towards football. Some instructions coming in as the physios cater to the injury. But match official Jamal Mohammed says it's time to restart the game. Oram gets a drop ball. Shigil. So much room for Shigil. He found Stauram. There's a good chance. So much room, but Kelvin goes for glory. Stauram, Kelvin, a little too confident, the wide man. Shigil placed him in the right area. Maybe he could have passed it back to the sender. Connie Fernandez, good interception. Amai. Shigil may send it back. Sends it to Shreyas Ketkar. Shigil. Becky Oram. Amai goes for the shot and blocked away there by Ashish Sebi. Easy work and easy pickings made it look like a routine save. But getting in the right position. And anticipating the shot from Amai was something only trained goalkeepers can do. Oh, but the goal being conceded away while the replay was on. We did not see that coming. And it's Monirul who's found himself on the score sheet.
Head up, Michael. Good morning.
Let's have a look at the replay again. Prajal Tushir.
Good press. Good on.
Monirul just getting onto the ball. There's a loose ball coming in. And he just slots it into the bottom right. That's the first goal for Bengaluru. And Monirul getting in. Quick passing, and Sudeva, they're looking for that equalizer. Great ball there by Shubhapal. Panikar waiting inside. Phoenix Oinam pressurized. Liana. Good ball coming in, but intercepted there by Ranjan Beer.
No ball.
Ashray Bharadwaj. Michael Singh. Chajo. As he sent the ball into Phoenix Oinam, trying to wiggle past Phoenix Oinam through a very crowded Bengaluru box. But he fails to do that. Well, regulation time is up. Sudeva Delhi's time in the first half is up. They'll have to come back in the second half in order to make things right, in order to equalize things. Panikar. Bharadwaj. Panikar just looking for options. Liana. Liana once again back to Panikar. Good passing. And Panikar sends in a good ball. Shubhapal should have been on the end of it. Shigil. Prajal Tushir wins the ball, and Prajal Tushir has been called for the infringement. He can't believe it. He thought it was a clean tackle. He thought he got enough of the ball. But match official Jamal Mohammed had other ideas. Hefty tackle coming in. Harpreet Singh keeping the ball with him. 2 minutes of stoppage time then. Good interception. Shubhapal with a good pass, but a fine interception. Connie Fernandez with a goal-saving interception over there. Take a bow, Felix and Connie Fernandez. Some might forget that, but the goalkeeper will never forget that. That was a very crucial interception by Felix and Connie Fernandez. But Sudeva, after conceding the goal, we see a new fire in their eyes, as they're making Bengaluru feel the heat after Bengaluru scored that goal. Thang. Just a couple of minutes left. Shubhapal. Bekiorum sends it forward. Felix and Connie Fernandez. Fernandez trying to make some room. Fernandez goes for the shot, deflected away. Cleared out. Shubhapal unable to get onto the ball. Shreyas Ketkar making a run for it. Shigil Felix and Connie Fernandez. Felixson. Can he turn? Monirul. Said he plays it wide to Becky Oram. And that's it. That's the first half. Well, an intense half of footballing action comes to an end. Bengaluru was not expecting to be on the score sheet. Sudeva was not expecting to be on the score sheet. But they were trying, they were fighting. Shot after shot, attempt after attempt, pass after pass, interception after interception. And everything comes to the end. At the end of the first half, Bengaluru is leading after scoring their first goal in the Premier League Next Generation Cup presented by the Reliance Foundation. It was bound to be goalless the way things were looking, but chances started coming in towards the last 8 minutes, towards the dying embers of the first half. Well, both the sides, the passing has been looking deadly today. The movement with the ball has been looking deadly. But the finishing, as usual, just a little off the mark. There was an attempt by Jajo, which could have sealed the deal. Becky Oram's free kick was quite the treat to watch, but not something that ended in the back of the net. And this was the goal conceded. Pressure put by the Bengaluru boys to win the ball, and Monirul just playing it cool and slotting it home. Going past not just Ashwin Bharadwaj, but also past Ashish Sibi. And Monirul getting that important goal due to the high-pressing football that Bengaluru are playing. It's 1-0 to Bengaluru. There is an entire half left. There's a lot to do for both the teams to claim the 4th spot in this tournament.
of the Premier League Next Generation Cup, brought to you by the Reliance Foundation. And in what has been a one-sided story, remember, so far it's just that one goal which has come ahead in favor of the Bengaluru FC side. Monreal Molla getting that breakthrough for Bengaluru. They're playing for pride, remember, Bengaluru FC and Sudeva FC. And to all the viewers who might have just tuned in, you're watching us live on the YouTube channels of the Premier League, the Indian Super League, and also the Reliance Foundation Youth Sports. Initial attempt yet again in Sudeva, with some tactical changes eventually from their coach Chanchodorji, and look forward to equalize in a half, which will be determined by some quick maneuvers from that defensive third into the attacking one. It was that little pass which came in earlier on. What a lovely skill there, but on the turn eventually was brought down. You've seen t-shirts being grabbed while on the run, just resorting to the last. Here's the change then. Ramesh Chetri has been brought inside by Phoenix Soinam. Lofted ball inside, flying save yet again, this time on the other end. She's Sibi. Tell you what, is taking that responsibility of saving the goal for Sudeva Delhi. Here's a look at what happened there. Here was a chance from Kelvin. What a fine save that she's Sibi, taking all those learnings from Sachin Jha. On the other end, Sharon is having a walk there in the garden. Surged ahead earlier on. Speaks volumes about the kind of confidence which a goalkeeper carries. He knows even if the defenders are there, they're not going to be relying too much on him. From the center, here is Karthik Panikar racing forward there. Back into the Evaskiti, the ball possession. Slowly and steadily, Sudeva Delhi. Now we've seen the change in the second half of how they can eventually try to get the better of the opponents. The last game was a different story. Wolves completely annihilating Sudeva in that effort in their first goal. They were doing pretty good right in the first half, but then eventually succumbing to that physical prowess of the Wolves. There have really been some quick players there for Sudeva Delhi. Here we go. Sanam saying Bengaluru winning the possession back in their favour now. Shreyas Ketkar off towards Ashika Dikari. Rajanbir Singh. Yezrona then. Monreal Molo's got the first goal now, racing yet again. Puts in a ball inside. Comfortable collect there for Ashish Sibi. There was a cross which came inside there, trying to find that striker who was running forward for Sudeva. Comfortably moved there this time round. Prajal Tashir on the other end. Bengaluru now on the receiving end. Two strikers there, Monreal Molla for Bengaluru and Tuerem Kelvin. Rolled up the sleeves to take that striking effort for Bengaluru. The farmer better shape then against that last draw against EDK Mohun Bagan. Just go up with a lot of great memories there. He's been brought down. Shika Dikari for Bengaluru. Let's have a look at the challenge there then. Shika Dikari, well, quick in that go there. It was Prajal Tashir. We've seen games where tempers have been flaring
I see. Manly.
But this is what it's all about in youth football. You're trying to
First.
get a control on that tempo which you're talking about, and rather channelize it to a better
Karthik left. Karthik.
direction
Left.
in goals for teams.
Left or left.
Shigil is back again with a free kick now with Bengaluru already with a goal in the kitty. Monil Mulla, two players right inside this time. Sebi back again, punching it away. The referee just trying to see what's happening. Probably he'll have to take it again. Yes, he'll be retaking that shot. Back again, Shigil. Eventually heads clashing there is what we can understand.
Karthik left.
While the referee in between Jamal Muhammad there.
Be tight. Naughty.
It's back again towards Shigil now.
Line up.
Two in defense now. Man-to-man marking earlier on. Bengaluru FC can double their advantage here. Curls it inside. Again, an action replay of what happened in the last attempt. Bengaluru have looked
Line up.
volatile earlier on.
Oh, they surely have. Bengaluru knocking on that Sudeva door. Here's Shikil's free kick. Shikil with the ball curling in, and Ashish Sibi just punching it out, punching it clear. Here's Sudeva. Karthik Panikar losing the ball, but luckily Lalrindiana was behind. Prajal Tushir, he's going to be a little disappointed that his clean sheet goes begging today, because Prajal has been quite the force at the back.
Number 20.
There's a throw in. Oh, look at the intensity in the eyes of the player there, Jackson, who sends it forward to Shubha Paul, who was unable to get on it. Well, it's a battle of the fullbacks, Jackson and Ashik Adhikari, two very offensive fullbacks. And when oh, good interception there. Can he get on this ball? Amay comes in to the rescue, and Harpreet clears it out. As I was saying, if Bengaluru has Harpreet, then Sudeva have Prajal Tushir. Even in that Shigil free kick, we could see that Prajal was not letting Harpreet go. Quick change coming in here for Sudeva Delhi FC. How the Malian is going to make his way in. How the Malian YP coming in. Shubha Paul makes his way out. So Chensha Dorji making a big change, getting Shubha Paul to come back to the bench. Shubha Paul, if you remember, one of the top goal scorers, Roshan, if I'm not mistaken, from the group stages of the development league, but we haven't seen him really pop off here, because Bangalore, they're on the move. Monirul once again crosses it in, but Jackson getting there right in time, but somehow Monirul still gets it back. Shigil goes for the shot, but Shigil could have done better.
Hey, come on.
And Shigil is looking back and he's a little annoyed with the midfielders. But Monirul could have slotted it home. He went for the cross, and Jackson was there. Ashik Adhikari just fended it.
Go down.
It's back into play.
Karthik, man on.
Karthik Panikar. Lalrindiana. Here's once again Sudeva for the first time now inside the box, looking so good. Lalrindiana going for the shot, and Harpreet Singh getting that big boot in the way. Once again from the wide area. Ashik Adhikari, 1 against 2, and Adhikari prevails as the ball rolls out of play. Harpreet Singh to take the goal kick instead of Sharon. Oh no, Sharon gets the ball in fact. Harpreet Singh. He's trying to play the long ball, but Jackson denied that long ball. Michael Singh trying the cross, but Sharon is on it.
Sharon has been vocal from that back, certainly having a view of the entire game ahead of him. Remember, we are playing 70 minutes up. To remind all our viewers, Bengaluru fans, Sudeva fans, 1-0 so far. Started out at snail's pace, but eventually the speed is now moving ahead. Here's Kelvin. Mola waiting for it. Ashik Adhikari. He's offside on the other end earlier on. Started the one man. Here's Rajanbir. Lovely passing from Bengaluru. They've looked evenly poised. What a lovely ball. Chance to take the second one. Hits Sibi on the go. But yet again, an important contact there from Ashish Sibi. Could have rolled in easily into the back of the net, but well done there by the goalkeeper.
Line up, line up, line up.
Quickly surging at Bengaluru now, putting in all the pressure there for getting that second goal. They've come in closer, inching slowly and steadily. Time and again running into the heart of the defense. Calling for a handball. The referee obliges right away, signaling it towards a handball now. Chungambam Jackson. Fiery midfielder there for Sudeva Delhi. Seen him in action. In fact, makes it to the playing 11 almost every game. Realize how important they rely on him. Here's Sudeva now. The changes which have come in. YP. Kelvin. Getting the defenders involved in between as well. Premier League Next Generation Cup. Seeing it since the last week. With the best getting ahead. Bengaluru. They've looked a better side. Sudeva Delhi have been in the receiving end, but I'll tell you what, we've seen complete turnarounds in this tournament. Seen goals galore. The ones who've seen that last game where West Ham and Stellenbosch are playing. Goals in quick succession. Here comes Bengaluru. Kelvin. Sheikh surging forward. The calls for Sheikh to get back gets louder as Sudeva Delhi prowling yet again. They've been at loggerheads this time. Quickly surging inside. Ramesh Chetri. Just a quick touch and go. Bengaluru organizing themselves in the midfield far more better as compared to the counterparts from Sudeva. Is what really helping them with so much of ball possession. Look how comfortably they are rotating it from one end to the other. Switching flanks, trying to engage the Sudeva players, trying to draw them closer. Somewhat like a false nine strategy, which eventually brings in that central defender up to the midfield, and then boom, in a counter-attack, you'll find flurry of goals coming in. Each of there by Ashish Sibi. I've seen Sachin Jaha, who has been sensational between that stick there. So many balls being attempted. Wolves were on a rampage in the last game. Easy could have been more than 4 in the campaign, but thanks to the heroics of Sachin Jaha. Here comes Bengaluru, intercepted then pretty well. Rising forward, they have the likes of Beke Oram who's inside. Here's a chance, a 1-on-1, and Bengaluru piled this second. And Amay gets his name on the scoring sheet then. He's been tenacious there. He's been persistent with his efforts. And Amay Marajkar gets his all-important goal in this competition then. While we build up to the substitution, the match has been brought inside. 2 goals for Bengaluru. Sudeva Delhi now have a task in hand, a bigger task rather. Quick passing then, it was Amay who single-handedly took it ahead, and comfortable finish in the end. Look how brilliantly collected it. Brilliant display of first touch football there from Bengaluru. They've played a great brand of football earlier on. You've seen them in the heroics in the Reliance Foundation Development League. And this is a team they've played regularly. Amay Marajkar.
Another change coming in. Well, in comes Lamlalian. What a goal by Amay Marajkar. Well, big smile on the face of Amay. He knows that he has sealed the deal. Karthik Panikkar is limping. He's on his way out. But look at this. Look at Becky Oram with that dummy. And that quick one-touch pass back by Becky to Amay, who gets in the right space. And that's a proper team goal. That's a delightful goal to watch. Such a fast-paced goal. And really changing the momentum of the game here, Bengaluru. Not taking it slow. And Sudeva Delhi, they're 2 goals down. And Sudeva, they did this last time when they conceded that first goal in the first half. They lashed out with quick momentum. Well, Karthik Panikkar has been subbed out. He's on the sideline right there, as you can see, being catered to by the physio. Well, looks like the teams are going out for a drinks break, the much required drinks break, because it has been physical. But Bengaluru, goalless season for them in the Premier League Next Generation Cup. But 2 goals in this final game of theirs for the 4th place. A game that they did not intend to lose by any means. They needed to get on the score sheet, and on the score sheet they have gotten, surely. Well, this was the first goal. Michael Singh was dispossessed, and Becky Oram's assist to Monirul. So 2 assists for Becky Oram today by the number 8. The prime role of a midfielder, to be the supplier, to be the key provider. And again, look at Becky Oram with the first dummy, anticipating it, and then quick one-touch pass back to Amay. And Amay getting himself on the score sheet, Monirul getting himself on the score sheet. Becky Oram has been the service provider for both these goals. 2 crucial assists by the Bengaluru midfielder, Becky Oram. And the Bengaluru coaching staff are quite pleased with the lads during this drinks break. And they know that the job is done. Now all they need to do is sit back and relax. But what a day for the Bengaluru midfield, especially for Becky Oram, the youngster from Odisha. And Odisha, no stranger to providing football talent to this country. Sudeva Delhi, they still have time for a response. But the scoreline of 2-0 over there is going to not be the most pleasant sight for the Sudeva lads. Because if they want to come back, they want to, or rather they need to mentally come back first into this game, and then physically spurn a comeback. A quick throw in taken. Well, look at the tempo of the game by Sudeva. It's slowing down again. But they need to increase the pace. Two high press goals with so many forwards forward for Bengaluru. That's how they got that goal. Sudeva trying to dance around for possession. But Amay, look at where he is. And that's the thing with Amay. He's everywhere on the field. He's in the centre forward region, he's in the full back region, he's in the defensive region, he's in the midfield. A lot of work rate. And now Sharon with the ball.
Bengaluru. Well, another 15 in the clock for Sudeva to pull off something miraculous here at the Lions Corporate Park. The take in. Here's a chance, single-handed run there, and deflected. Good piece of defending then from Harpreet. Watch that run. Incredible pushing forward there. Ashray Bhardwaj. Look at how confidently he maneuvered inside, tried to wriggle in through those defenders. In comes a ball, this time Sudeva have a chance. Defended yet again, this time ballooned over. Sudeva. And that little pep talk which the coach must have had. Will be looking forward to implement those tactical decisions made there by the coach. Chen Chodorji. In comes a change. Then Vineet Venkatesh has been brought inside. In place of Bekeoram, had a fine game to end this campaign for Bekeoram and Vineet Venkatesh. They perhaps want another goal through these changes which have been made. Vineet Venkatesh can be handy in their attacking third. Slowly distributing the ball then in there, Kitty. Here's Shreyas. The mat, Lingdo. Just reaching close to that 1 hour mark here in a game which has so far been languid, but the goals have come and is what is important. We've seen goalless draws being played against all the teams which have been a part of this competition. ATK, Bengaluru, ATK Mohan Bagan, in fact, had their chances, but the conversion was missing somehow. Quite some skills there, Amay Morajkar. There was a clash, barged into him directly there. On the other end, Sudeva Delhi, upping the ante, puts the ball inside, defended yet again. It was, in fact, Ashray again. Bengaluru comfortably taking the time in the world to keep ball possession, give it off cheaply this time. So they have a chance to get a goal in their favor. Again defended yet again. So they have to come out with a little more vehemence there. They have to pull in all of that they got, especially while they're attacking. They need a lot more men out there trying to push it forward. Bengaluru FC. It's getting a little uglier now. AC directing the referee for a card then perhaps won't work because the referee will eventually have his own decisions to make. In this case, gives yellow to that challenge. And Prajal Tushir there gets in a yellow card for that challenge right in front of you. That is perhaps getting to know what it means. Prajal Tushir. Right across now. Sudeva Delhi. Have a barrage of players charging ahead. Ramesh Chetri puts in a ball now. Comfortably collected again to Sharon. Captaining the side, Sharon is led from the front. Led the team by example, if you could put it forward. And Bengaluru are again skating on thin ice. One back by Sudeva. Chetri calling for it. Here's a chance and calls it. Oh, almost in there. Sharon on the tip of his toes to pull that save coming in. It was Ashray Bhardwaj yet again with a splendid effort, curling it away. Oh, look at that. A corner then for Sudeva. Low ball forward yet again. Bengaluru still trying to keep it. In comes another ball then. It was Junkam Jackson there. Sudeva Delhi with a shot on target certainly have up their confidence. Bengaluru on the counter then.
Here they come again. But it's been denied this time. Jackson. Michael Singh sends the ball forward. And Silanthang. Silanthang watched the first half from the bench. And Silanthang misses being on the score sheet. I remember how easily the lads from Sudeva got their goals against Bengaluru last time when they faced them. Bengaluru scored 2 goals that time around as well. 2-all the scoreline was in the Reliance Foundation Development League when they played against each other. Well, this man Jackson didn't play against Bengaluru because he was sent off, as I remember. And Sudeva played the Reliance Foundation Young Champs in the semi-finals. He got a red card there. And as of now, Sudeva getting close, but still far away. Oh, Bengaluru on the counter-attack. Prajal Tushir is the last man standing. But what was that? Just too much pressure over there. Chance wasted, really. Another injury for Sudeva. Well, Karthik Panikar has already substituted due to an injury. Let's have a look at the replay on the counter-attack. But first, the injury being spotted there. Well, not much time left because it's a 70-minute game. As per regulation time, 7 odd minutes left. And Tushir launches the ball forward. Here we go again. Cross coming in and cleared out yet again. Oh, here comes Sudeva, looking menacing. Dalrin Liana. Lamlalian takes a shot, but it's off the player again. Lamlalian trying to find the room, but fine interception there. Sudeva pressing really high. They know there's nothing to lose now. Getting a little too physical over there, Jackson. A little too verbal as well. Too much pressure by Jackson. We know he's a aggressive player, Jackson. Vineet Venkatesh. Oh, look at Silanthang gliding past players over there. But ball conceded, given away. Felix and Connie Fernandez trying to send it forward. When you crowd the Bengaluru defense, the Bengaluru boys, they don't get to interpass amongst themselves, and that disallows them to create the plays from the back like they normally do. Now throwing coming in. Here we go again. Tautang sends it forward. Quick one touch passing again. Ashray Bharadwaj. Bharadwaj trying to get through the crowd. Bharadwaj with a great ball forward. But a cross deflected away. Ramesh Shetri was trying to cross it in. And a corner conceded. Sudeva Delhi. They get a corner. Look at this ball by Bharadwaj. Good thinking by Ramesh Shetri. Maybe a little too late with the cross. Oh, but the flag was up for offside, so it is going to be a offside kick from the goal kick position. Well, just 4 minutes left, Roshan, in regulation time. BFC already 2-0 up. Probably on their way to victory. Can Sudeva Delhi turn this around from this point?
Oh, looks challenging, a mountain to climb that for Sudeva. But I'll tell you what, in game of football, the biggest unscripted drama that we can witness. It can all happen, but Sudeva really need that intent, really need to push in. They can't go mellow, at least at this moment, as Bengaluru, yet again, in quest for the third one. Trying to go, see, this has been the difference. See how well they're trying to win the ball back. In this case, it was Shreyas Ketkar. As soon as you lose the ball, what you do is the question. You run back for it, and you just let it go. Here's a chance then. Sudeva. Lal Bekliana in the box, yet again a comfortable connect there. Sharon has been quick with his thinking, not just with his physical abilities, but calling all of his players quickly to organize in that defense line. Pushing forward now. Sudeva Delhi. Collected. Here's a chance. Monirul Mola got that first goal then. Surging forward, Ashika Dikari. Inside the attacking third right now. Bengaluru have a chance. Well, they just then squander then, probably with an offside, the flag being raised there. I knew he was there. He knew certainly he was there. Another change then coming in. Freddie Sanga has been brought to serve Bengaluru FC for one final time in this competition then. And looks like Monirul Mola. In fact, it'll be Shreyas Ketkar as we try to understand the substitutions. Oinam Ronex being brought in as well in place of Felix and Fernandez. Then two changes, in fact, look like the final changes that for Bengaluru in the last 2 minutes are left, along with the added time.
Come on. Tell him to move fast, he's walking.
There have been a flurry of attacks which have come in from Sudeva, but none have worked because there's still 0 on that goal. Shreyas Ketkar has had a great game of football then for Bengaluru FC. Such has been the squad. They've really found out that. Remember, no Hudram Thoy Singh in this game, but they've still done the scoring, which means a lot for the way Bengaluru has shaped up in this competition. Still in Sudeva. Couple of minutes into this competition, along with added time, and we'll let you know about that soon. Forward now. Sudeva on the receiving end. Bengaluru, just that one man. Oh, he's down. He's down all by himself though. Sudeva, brilliant turn there from the defender. Phoenix Oinam earlier on. Here's a chance then. Chunkam Jackson. Sanam Singh. Back towards Sanam Singh then. Cross it inside. Sharon quickly pushes it away. Out of danger, but still in favor and contention with Sudeva. Taking all the time in the world. Tried to get him through and through, but not convincing there. Sudeva Delhi really had to take the chances from there. Mola. Well, player says the referee this time round. Back to Mola. Gives it off cheaply then. Tried to find the man behind, certainly couldn't see that big player of Sudeva in between. It's back again this time. Sharon called for it, gets it. Felixson has been brought outside. Bengaluru, the coach Kaizad Ambapardiwala has given all the players an opportunity, a platform for them to flourish in this decorated tournament. As comes across, then Sudeva, it's still with him. Now inside the box, Sharon is at it again. We have seen this tournament in the third edition. Different flavors this time round in this competition. Already had the explosive Premier League sides alongside the Indian teams, but a little touch from the South African teams have given it a much needed diversity then earlier on. Remember, it's a platform for these young talent to come and showcase their talent. Spoken about so much youth football that this country needs right now. Indian football especially. We're talking about finding that next pair of legs to replace Sunil Chetri. Of course, certainly would be replaceable, someone like a Sunil Chetri. Talk about Bengaluru FC. But we want younger talent to come forward and give us those hopes again.
I see behind you. Man going behind. I see
Here's a chance. So they have intercepted yet again.
40 men on. 40 men on.
These young talents. 3 minutes of added time then. As you can see right in front of your screens. 3 minutes for Sudeva to play it on, and Bengaluru probably. Remember, the points don't matter now. It's the fourth teams from either groups who are playing it for pride. As we have the next set of games coming up. Here's a chance. Sudeva this time almost were close to getting the first of this competition in this game. And it was inching closer and closer. It was the man who's been brought inside. Haudam Lian YP. Sudeva Delhi be counting in all that they've gotten from two back-to-back successive tournaments, right? Remember, they started from the regional qualification towards the national group stage in the Reliance Foundation Development League, ultimately to the championship, battling it out in the finals, eventually now to this competition. And there's a last attempt from Sudeva to grab his t-shirt out in that process. Shigil. Give it off cheaply this time. So they will have the ball back in their favor. Calls it, swings it, does a little bit of skate. What a ball inside. With all that sorcery in that left flank with his legs. Eventually the cross that came in, finding that player in white. Sibi giving his players an update from the different maneuvers which Bengaluru are up to here. Mola again.
Come, Lian, come inside.
Touch and go then. It's back again towards Adhikari.
Close him, Ramesh.
The Matling though there. Having possession being challenged there by Sudeva. They win the ball back. With almost time then, with Sudeva probably having that last breath to push things ahead and probably get a goal back. And Sudeva Delhi pull a goal back in the dying minutes. And well, what a turn of events then. Ramesh Chetri, the man who's brought inside, finally does that deal which almost seemed tough and challenging there, getting a goal for Sudeva Delhi. Ramesh Chetri there. And Sudeva Delhi have been consistent in the last couple of minutes, and then in the end, Ramesh Chetri giving a consolation goal then for So they were, remember, just a few seconds away. Well, if they score from here, I'll assure you everybody here will go bonkers then. But we're closing in on that second half as referee has his final look there on this clock. Seen so many goals. Sanan Mohammed yesterday, in fact, in the last game against Young Champs, scored a similar goal. And there it is then. Jamal Mohammed blows off the whistle for the final time in this contest for these two teams. In what has been a close battle, but Sudeva Delhi have somehow just managed to get a consolation goal in the kitty back then. Bengaluru FC have a comfortable lead there right at the start, but in the end, it was Bengaluru, the team who have held so much ground, so much possession, winning it, playing for pride then. Bengaluru FC have had a fantastic campaign so far under the guidance and tutelage of Kaizadam Bapardiwala. And 2 goals against that one which came from Sudeva Delhi. They have seen everything in this tournament, in the Premier League Next Generation Cup. Brought to you by the Lance Foundation, remember. And an all-important platform to give these young talents. They have so much to take from here, so much. While we look at the highlights of how things panned out here at the Lance Corporate Park, all started out for that much-decorated tournament earlier on. 2 teams battling it out for that 7th and 8th position. Eventually, Bengaluru playing in the white, Sudeva in the blue. Oh, the captains, the goalkeepers, then Sibi getting a chance ahead of his counterpart Sachin Jha. And then it was immediately on the run was Bengaluru, in fact, who attempted a couple of shots on target. Then Sudeva, ever since, have just been trying to catch up. Slow start to the campaign then, but Bengaluru eventually taking the tempo a little higher there. All those attempts coming in, then eventually just getting that goal in the kitty. And this is how they got that first goal then, through Monir Mola, making all it count when it comes to giving him a chance in the playing 11. And the talent who's been brilliant so far. So they were Delhi getting back into this game in the second half. A couple of changes which were made as well, to remind all of you. And then a fine save being pulled out there by Ashish Sibi, taking in all those important lessons from the top custodian Sachin Jha in the campaign. And then eventually Bengaluru, through this effort, got the second. It was that man Amay Morajkar giving Bengaluru that second goal, and eventually which turned out to be the winner as well. And then a few attempts from Sudeva Delhi in the dying minutes, not really counting in. Just that one goal in the end which made Sudeva and gave them that consolation. Ramesh Chetri with that finish. And that's how the story has been so far at the Lance Corporate Park. 2 teams from India have given us hopes, and that's how the story ends. Bengaluru FC 2, Sudeva Delhi. Stay tuned for action. We'll be coming back shortly.